So Kellogg's, in their infinite wisdom and strong resolve, have decided to fire all 1,400 striking workers at the various plants across the U.S. who were out on strike. I would revert back to an incident in the 1980s when President Ronald Reagan fired all the air traffic controllers who were on strike and simply replaced them with cheaper labor. Well, that was really the death nail in the coffin of unions and the working class as far as the class warfare was concerned, as it had led up to that point. Because ever since the New Deal under FDR, the right, the elites, the business community have all been working in unison to undermine the New Deal and dismantle it. So this is a decades-long agenda that's been systematically carried out with patience and precision. And now they're so close to their goal. Actually, they were almost close to their goal before. Now we're trying to claw back. But the working class, unfortunately, just doesn't have the organization. It doesn't have the funding, obviously, and that's by design. It doesn't have the will, really, because of they've been giving in to the superficial differences through the propaganda, through the through the bickering back and forth. Maybe you don't even need the media. Sometimes you get people who interact, and it's like, oh, I don't like what you like, so I hate you. Oh, wait a minute now. I don't like what you're doing, but I don't think you're a bad person. Oh, yeah, well, you're just libtard and all that stuff, It's unfortunately part of daily life for some people. But this is just an example of how strong so few people are in this country and how weak that the mass of people are at this point. Why? Number one, we don't have the funding to go through with any kind of long-term battle. That's by design. Number two, we're not well organized. We're hardly organized at all. Number three, and probably most importantly, we are not unified. We have been so successfully divided by the propaganda from the Cold War, because that's really what that was all about when, in hindsight. You look at that, what it was designed to do, to teach about individual liberty and freedom and rugged individualism and capitalism, rah, rah, America. Well, that was just meant to say, hey, we're number one, the Soviets are bad, the Cubans are bad, China's bad, any commies are bad. It was all propaganda, all of it. And it was specifically designed to divide the people, and it worked. Because they threw in the dividing of the people as being patriotic. Okay? This rugged individualism, capitalism, every man for himself. That's the American way. None of this pesky collectivism. Oh my God, people in rags, dead bodies, oppressive, be good, man. All this propaganda. And look where we are. Look where we are. You can't honestly look back on our history at this point and say that we have been a free people. We haven't. We've been propagandized, we've been strong-armed and coerced into acting against our best interests by people who control the levers of power through having more capital. So that's what capitalism does. That's why I say capitalism and democracy are antithetical. You can't have one with the other. I mean, there's some countries that are trying, but even they're having their own struggles in the process. But anyway, this is a failed attempt by the workers, obviously. I mean, we just had a victory with Starbucks. I did that the other day. But I think if I were the workers of Kellogg's, former workers at this point, I would do what the workers of the Homestead Steel Mill did under Henry Frick back, I believe it was in 1892. I would squat in the plants and not move. Get all the provisions they need, okay? Just squat in there, don't move, stop the replacements from coming in, and if they send in the National Guard, don't move, don't budge. Let the National Guard know, hey, who do you serve? Do you serve big capital or do you serve the people? You're one of us, remember? You come from us. Once you're done with your military service, you're going to be thrown to the wolves just like we were. We see it every day. So, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. That Kellogg's thinks they can do this and walk away unscathed. I call upon everybody with a conscience who stands for working class people, boycott Kellogg's. Find out what their products are. If you're buying some now, don't buy them anymore. Or if you were thinking about buying them, reconsider. Look up what their products are. Stay away from them. Let Kellogg's know they can't do this to their workers. And as I said before, there's a thing that Kellogg's could have done that would have been a better solution if they really were intent on not having a union in their company. They could have said, all right, we're going to leave, but we're going to come to the table and help you transition to your own business while we phase ourselves out. That would have been a better compromise. But no, Kellogg's has to flex muscle. It has to strut its stuff. It has to show that the mass of people don't matter and that the billionaires and corporate goons at the top are the only ones who matter, because that's just how they think. Because that's how capitalism conditions people to think. We really need to stop taking hits like this lying down, and we really need to stick it to companies like Kellogg's or any other company that would dare to treat people as cogs in a machine or tools in a toolbox. Because we're not tools, we're not cogs, we're humans. We deserve to be treated as such. And the more they don't treat us that way, the closer we get to a workers' revolution.